Hello students, welcome to week 2 of our online course. In this week we're going to be looking at the concept of an ecosystem, so learning about what the natural world looks like and how it works before we start talking about how humans are having an impact on that natural world. So in our first week we learned all about kind of what environmental science is, right, and what we do. So it's this great big, it's interdisciplinary subject. We have components of biology and chemistry and geology. We have a little bit of public policy. We have a whole host of different things. And all of it is trying to figure out, first of all, how humans are impacting their environment. But then second, what can we do about it, right? How can we preserve and protect the resources that we have? So in order to understand how to do that, we first have to understand how a natural system works. So this topic in biology is called ecology, and it's the study of systems of living things that are connected together. And that's what we're going to study this particular week. So once again, we're in the week 2 module folder here on Blackboard, and as you can see, the layout is identical to what you all have seen. So week by week, the structure of the class isn't going to change. You're going to have your lecture materials, which again includes lecture videos and lecture notes. Sometimes I have additional videos that I will add because I think that maybe you'll want more information about a particular topic. So for example, we're talking about something that's a little complex this week. So I'll be honest, I could spend easily 3 weeks talking about ecosystems, easily, but I don't have 3 weeks. I have 1. So there's a lot of information here. This is probably the, I'm going to call it densest subject that we cover. And I say dense in the fact that there's just an awful lot of material here and an awful lot of subjects we have to cover. One of those, which can be difficult for some students, is this concept of what's called biogeochemical cycles. And you'll learn what those are. But essentially, it's how different things move around in nature. So carbon and phosphorus and nitrogen and even water, right? How they move. They can be tricky to learn. So I'm giving you some additional videos to help you understand those cycles. And then I'm also giving you, and I'll be doing this several times throughout the semester, I'm also giving you some additional videos that are from Costa Rica. So pre-pandemic, we used to take students down to Costa Rica as part of a study abroad experience. And typically we'd do this either during the winter break, or we would do this during summer, and students would go down for 10 days or so, and they would study the ecology of Costa Rica. So we have a relationship with a field station down there, and one of the people who runs the field station, his name is Gustavo, he has been kind enough to give us videos from the field station, and he talks about some very specific topics down there in Costa Rica. The first one I'm sharing with you is species interactions. However, there will be other videos that I'll share with you this semester as well. They're not mandatory for you to watch, but I'd like to give you a sense of what other places look like. So we are not a part of the world that has a ton of species, right? Illinois, we don't rank high in the number of different types of plants and animals and things that we have. Okay, we're kind of on the low end. But a place like Costa Rica in the rainforest is so species rich, and they have just this wonderful amount of what we call diversity. So I like to share these videos with you so you can a little bit better appreciate and understand that. So this is one of several videos that I will share this week. And just as always, there's a practice quiz here that you can take to sort of test your own knowledge. These are completely optional. You don't have to take them, but they're there just to check your understanding. Your lab this week is a lab all about ecosystems, okay, and this concept of ecology. So what I'm going to have you do this week is I'm actually going to have you go outside and spend some time outside just observing nature. Now, nature can be anywhere. It can be in your backyard. It can be in your front yard. It can be in the park across the street from you. If you're really ambitious and you live somewhere near a forest preserve and you have the means to get there, I totally recommend going to a forest preserve. And I just want you to go out and observe things, right? I want you to take note of the plants and take note of some of the animals and the sounds and the things that you're seeing and hearing. I've given you some resources to help you identify some of those things, and you're going to keep track of these in the lab this week. I've given you a little bit of a video here, so this is just a short introduction. I actually did this last fall for my online class, but it kind of just gives you an idea of things to look for as you're outside doing your ecology lab this week. This is also the first week that you have a lab quiz. Your lab quiz is based on last week's lab. So not this week's lab, but last week's lab. So you're going to need to, again, have access to or remember what you've done before you take that quiz. Okay, so once you open it, you have to finish it. There's no time on it, but once you open it, you have to finish it. So if you leave the quiz, it counts the quiz as taken and you can't access it again. So please make sure you don't open this link until you're absolutely ready to go. All right, and then finally, assignments for this week. So back to the discussion boards. So far, again, I'm recording this video earlier, so I'm in week 1 still right now. But so far I've gotten through most of the introductions for all of the groups. I'm trying to reply to every student as those introductions come in, so thank you for that. Also remember there is a week 1 discussion that's different than the intro discussion. And the week 1 discussion is, you guys were talking about what the future might look like. And then I have a specific discussion for this week as well. After that, I'm going to step back for a while and I'm not going to be in charge of discussion anymore. You're going to be in charge of discussion. So I have a sign-up sheet that I have created where you get to pick a week to lead discussion. And what that means is you're going to choose an article, something online. I prefer something from a news site if possible. However, I'm open to other things as long as you can verify that it is a reliable source that you're using, right? So .edus, .govs, like I said, news articles from reputable newspapers, the Tribune, the New York Times, those types of places. That's where I prefer you get these articles. So just sort of keep that in mind when you're looking for something. So you're going to find an article, and then what you're going to do is you're going to create a discussion forum, and I will have a specific video on exactly how to do that every single week that someone's a discussion leader. So you can watch a video and see how I create the forum. But it's really simple. You're going to create a forum, you're going to post the link to your article, and you're going to do a 1-paragraph summary. So here's my summary, here's my paragraph, and then the other part you're going to do is you're going to say why you picked it. Okay, so I give you an example right here to look at. All right, so the example is something about microplastics from the New York Times. So this was an actual student who did this person chose that article, they summarized the article for us, and then they talked about why it was important to them and why they wanted to choose that article. And I'm even giving you a response to look at, so you can even see what an appropriate response for everyone else who's not leading discussion. Here's a good response. This is what it looks like. So I'm giving you examples of those. Okay, so everyone will sign up for a week. Please keep in mind, only 1 person per week. So the sooner you sign up, the more likely you are to get the topic that you want. But if someone has already taken that topic, please choose something else. You cannot add rows to this. Don't add your name underneath, okay? So just please put your name in these rows here. And also look for your teams. So there are 3 of teams, and if you go to your Learning Teams Discussion tab and click on it, it tells you what team you're in. So there's Team 1, Team 2, and Team 3. So just make sure you're on the right page when you sign up. If you sign up on the wrong page, it happens. I will move you to the page you're supposed to be on. But if someone's already taken that topic, I'm going to let you know, and you're going to have to choose something else. And then the check-in surveys. That's the last thing for this week. Just as a reminder, check-in surveys won't be available until the Wednesday of each week. The goal behind these surveys is for this to be kind of the last thing that you do. So I want you to cover all the lecture material. I want you to do your lab. I'd even like you to do your discussions. I want this to be the final piece because I want to know specifically things about what you've done. So some weeks I'm going to ask you content questions. I'm going to ask you, hey, explain this to me? Or how would you describe this? Or what did you learn about this? I always give a place for questions. So questions about the contents. You can tell me what you did or did not understand. And then I will reply to all of those in a message board that I will then share with you all in the following weeks. The week 3 video, announcement video, I'll do that for you. I'll show you all where that is and where to find that. I haven't created it yet because I just opened the survey yesterday, so I don't think I have a lot of responses yet. But I'll show you what that looks like next week. So that's it for week 2. So again, hopefully you're getting used to the format and the style of the class. This is how it's going to be for the entire semester. If you have questions, you are more than welcome to either send me an email, and I'm happy to reply to those as they come in. You can post them to Socrative, and I will respond to those in the message form so that everyone can see the answers. And we can always meet during my office hours. So don't forget that I do have online office hours. I also am on campus with some of my other sections this year. I do have some on-campus labs. But outside of those lab times, I am making myself available to talk. So if you know that there's something you'd like to talk about and you're available during any of these times, let me know and I can set up a WebEx. It's kind of like Zoom, and we can talk through anything you'd like. So let me know if you all have any questions, and I'll be in touch with you all again soon. Bye, everybody.